Hi all, this is Professor Disha Shukla and I am conducting the subject wireless communication. So my today's topic is free space propagation loss equation. What do you mean by free space propagation loss? See, we have already seen a topic wherein we found that there are three mechanisms through which a radio signal will be propagating, that is reflection, diffraction and scattering. Now all those three mechanisms shows that at a large run or due to the addition of the multiple users signals, there may occur a small scale fading or a large scale fading. So what do you mean by fading? So whenever a particular wave is traveling in a particular direction or maybe in any way at a whenever it travels a long distance, there is the strength of that particular signal will be decreasing and hence it will be creating a loss in the signal strength. So that is called the free space propagation loss. Now for that we have an equation that can be used to calculate the free space propagation loss, and that is called the free space propagation loss equation. But before that, what do you mean by the reflection, diffraction and scattering? So reflection is something wherein a particular signal will be obstructing in all the three, it will be obstructing at a particular or unpenetrable object and it will be reflected back in the other direction. In diffraction, a particular signal will be transmitted and it will be changing the direction when it touches or when it collides with a signal with a building or something. And diffraction is something wherein a signal will be striking to an object and that signal will be divided into more than one parts, or the signal will be divided into into different parts, so all of those parts will be having the some amount of the signal of that particular energy. So that is called reflection, diffraction and scattering. And now moving on to the free space propagation loss equation. The year for this, let's consider a situation. Say for example, I have an antenna over here. It is A and the another antenna, this is my receiver. I have a transmitter and a receiver at some distance. The distance is, let's say, we suppose that the distance is D. Now the power or the distance between this antenna is D. Now PT is the transmitting power of the transmitter, that is the power of the transmitting antenna, and we have another variable, that is PR. So PR will be the power of the receiving antenna, that is whenever the transmitting antenna is transmitting a signal, it will be sending the signal or at with a particular power of it, that is called the PT, and the receiving signal will receive with the strength that will be having some power called PR. Now GT is the gain of the transmitting antenna, that is the gain of the gain of this particular antenna, and GR is the gain of the receiving antenna. Now this is the particular situation through which the free space propagation loss equation will be calculated. So moving on and having this particular assumptions that those antennas are lossless, that is we are assuming here that all the antennas that we are using, they are the ideal antennas. What do you mean by them? The ideal antennas are something that do not occur any kind of loss, or the transmission that they do will be received equally, so that are called the antennas, the ideal antennas or the lossless antennas. Again, the antennas are isotropic. So as I told, isotropic means they will be transmitting equally in all the direction, that is they will be omnidirectional, and the transmitting power, that is PT, will be equal to PR, that are called the isotropic antennas, and there won't be any kind of obstruction in between the transmitter and the receiver. So these are the three assumptions that we are keeping in our mind for calculating the free space path propagation loss equation. So moving on, our main aim is to predict the amount of signal that can be effectively received at the receiver's end. So observing from the transmitter side, the power density of the transmitted signal is given by PD is equal to PT upon 4 pi d square, where d is the distance between the transmitter and the receiver. The above equation is valid for an isotropic antenna, but in a practical situation, most of the antennas will be directional and they do not have a unit gain in all the direction. So in that case, we need to consider the gain of the transmitting antenna. therefore our PD will be equal to PT divided by 4 pi d square into GT, where GT is the gain of the transmitting antenna. And observing from the receiver's side, we have the amount of power received effectively from the receiving antenna is the effective aperture AE. So here AE will be equal to PR upon PD, that is PR is equal to PD into PA by cross multiplying the variables. So now PR is equal to, substituting the value of PD, we get PT into GT into AE divided by 4 pi d square. And again by replacing the AE by lambda square into G, where G is the gain, divided by 4 pi, we get the further equation called the free space equation. It is used to calculate the the signals, the predict the amount of signal that can be effectively received at the receiver's end. So our final equation is PR, that is the received signal strength at the receiver side. PR is equal to PT into lambda square, lambda is the wavelength of the signal, into GT is the gain of the transmitter, into GR is the gain of the receiver, divided by 4 pi d square, where d is the distance between the transmitter and the receiver, and into L, where L is the loss. So this is called the Fry's equation, and it is used to predict, as we said, it is used to predict the amount of signal that can be effectively received at the receiver end. So again, going through the whole thing, we have a transmitter, we have a receiver, both of them are placed at a different distance, placed at a distance d, and we are supposed to calculate the amount of signal that can be effectively received at the receiver's end. And for that we started with the power density of the transmitted signal, that is PD, and that is equal to PT divided by 4 pi d square, where PT is the transmitting power at the transmitter's end. Now this equation is valid only for the isotropic antenna, that is the ideal antennas. But in a practical situation, most of the antennas will be directional, and they do not have the unit gain in all the direction, that is they will not be having the same gain in all the direction. So in that case we need to consider the gain of the transmitting antenna, and therefore PD is equal to PT upon 4 pi d square into GT. Now observing from the receiver's side, we can find that the amount of the power received effectively from the receiving antenna is the effective aperture AE, where the effective aperture can be given by PR upon PD, and therefore making PR the subject to the equation, we say PR is equal to PD into AE. Now PR according to us will be equal to PT into GT into AE divided by 4 pi d square, wherein we are substituting the value of PD, that is this value over here in this equation. So after that, replacing the AE is equal by lambda square up into G upon 4 pi, we get the equation that is called the free space equation, that is used to predict the amount of signal at the receiver's end, and that is equal to PT into lambda square into GT into GR upon 4 pi d the whole square into L. So this is all about the free space propagation loss equation, and if you have any questions you can ask me. This can also be called as the Fry's free space equation. Thank you.